So people worried about Venezuela and fears of an economic collapse there. Boy, they've had some ugliness in the streets of Venezuela. It's pushing some of the airlines, as Adam Shapiro had been reporting to us earlier, to suspend at least some flights in and out of the country. The former Spirit Airlines CEO, Baldanza, joins us right now on that. Some other topics affecting the industry and travel in general. What do you think of this issue with Venezuela? If you were still running Spirit, would you be flying in and out, or an airline in general, would you be flying in and out of a country with that much risk?
Well, great to be with you. Venezuela is a very difficult country to serve for airlines today for a couple of reasons. Obviously, demand there is really weak. People don't have a lot of money there to fly into the U.S., and the economy's tough. They're really feeling the burn in Venezuela, if you will, right? and so airlines got to fly where they can make money, and Venezuela is a tough place to do that for airlines right now.
Well, I guess that's the bottom line then, right? It's more than you look at it and say, oh, it's dangerous. It's like, do people even want to go in and out? You have to, do you weigh more the demand as opposed to the safety of your own, workers and things like that?
I think that's mostly it. Airlines have also had a historical difficulty in getting cash out of Venezuela, so airlines have had a lot of money held up there. So it's been a difficult country to serve economically for many airlines, although those who have chosen to do it have figured out how to do it. Now it's just the fact that there's just not a lot of economic activity going on there, and it's tough for travel to and from.
Let me ask you about the TSA story while I have you here, because that's been the other big issue. We just made our way through Memorial Day weekend, and I think it was kind of mixed. I mean, I saw some stuff where it wasn't really as bad as it was supposed to be. And then last week we had, look at these pictures, we had the stories that it was worse than you could ever imagine. But, what's going on here in terms of, what have the airlines played any role in this? Deserve any of the blame, or is it just a mess in the way the TSA has been managed?
I think it's a little of both, to be honest. First of all, the government runs the TSA, and your network has done a good job talking about what's happened at the VA and other things that the government runs. And outside of the military, it seems to be hard for the government to run things very efficiently. And we're seeing that in the TSA, and some airports and some airlines have sort of pushed for privatization, in part because there does seem to be running it efficiently has been a challenge for the TSA. But I also think when you want to change behavior, you have to look at incentives. Individuals have an incentive to carry fewer bags through the TSA right now because that clogs the lines. But airlines have created economic incentives in their baggage policies. A couple of years ago at Spirit, they put in the carry-on bag charge, which a lot of people didn't like, but it had the benefit of reducing the amount of carry-on bags, and so fewer bags going through TSA. I think airlines and individuals have an incentive today to think about how do we reduce the amount of volume going through the TSA. Airlines can think about in the way they incent customers with their baggage policies. Individuals can think about carrying less. One other incentive I think you might want to think about is unions in the United States have been under a lot of pressure. Union membership is at its lowest point in a long time. The TSA is a big union. So if you're a union looking for more members, having long lines right now isn't necessarily the worst thing for you, I guess.
That's another interesting perspective. But since you brought up these airline baggage policies, for people who don't remember, we just happen to have the video ready in your days running Spirit when you put yourself in the overhead bin to, well, I don't know, what were you doing, Ben? I guess you were demonstrating that you could fit a person in the overhead bin if that was necessary, right? Look at you.
Well, we were trying to explain to people why the carry-on bag fee actually made sense. Some people saw it as a nickel and diming of just tacking on a fee, but at Spirit we saw it as a way to actually balance the fact that too many people were carrying too many bags on board, and that delayed flights and made it difficult. That also puts pressure on the TSA lines. So again, economic incentives work, and if you make it feasible create an economic incentive for customers to carry fewer bags, they will carry fewer bags.
Now, when you got out of, did you get out of that overhead bin on your own, or like did people have to help you? How did it end?
There were other people there, but I was able to climb in and out on my own.
No, that's good. I always wondered about it. I never saw the end of the video. I always saw you up there. I said, boy, I wonder. He eventually got out. I mean, he's on TV with us, so he must have got out somehow. Thank you, Ben. If every CEO was like you, businesses would be a lot more interesting, I think, right? Ben Baldanza, formerly of Spirit Airlines and formerly of a overhead bin at one point.